Welcome to the Go Out Living Attitude, a cancer survivor's journey through health and wellness, helping others search for the tools to bring us a healthier and happier lifestyle. Hi everyone, Jonathan Brandt, Go Out Living, Shorts Part 10. Today I was on my walk and I was thinking about how we challenge ourselves every day. If it's a good idea, if it's not a good idea, you hear both sides of it. But for me, I've always challenged myself. I guess I want to go back to when I was diagnosed. And first thing I did after being diagnosed was challenge myself to a 5K. Yeah, I know everybody's probably saying that's not the smartest thing to do, but in my mind, I didn't want to feel weak. I didn't want others to think I was going to be weak. I didn't want to lay down and be done. So for me, I needed a challenge. That was the challenge I chose. Um, but I think in the long run, challenges are good. It keeps us going. And I was thinking about that for this summer and how, I'm always challenging myself with my workouts, especially. I'm very physical. Um, so workouts, a challenge comes natural for me with that. And my normal workouts, I continuously challenge, I continuously get better, quotations. Uh, and for instance, I started with a pull up after I came off my restrictions from my surgery and I started doing pull ups. Well, I went from one, which almost killed me, by the way, to, I'm up to doing about 150 every other day. And I'm not trying to brag or anything like that. That's not the point. It's my challenge. It's what I need to continue. It gives me purpose to continue. And I do that with every part of my fitness regimen, we can say. I recently started walking a little bit farther. I have the 33-pound weighted vest that I use. I want to do more. I'm really holding back right now because I'm not feeling great either. And that's part of understanding. And that's going to be another segment someday or part of the shorts. But today, the challenge part of it is, I think, extremely important. So let's look at going through a hard time. For me, yeah, it was cancer. For Christy, it was cancer. And to have that challenge in front of me gave me a purpose to get up every morning. It had to be a set schedule too. That helped me anyway. Right now, I get up in the morning, a couple hours of work, get Barrett off to school, and then I'm out the door going for my walk. I need that for everyday habits. I need to keep it stringent so I do it. But that's also the challenge, is to make sure you're doing it every day or every other day, whatever you decide. That's part of that challenge as well. So as I continue on, I look for another challenge. Well, the summer's coming up. What am I going to do for myself? Again, this is for me. So I don't want everybody to think this is what you do. You run out there and you start doing these, because I'm sure a lot of people would probably say you're doing too much, especially with the way I feel some days. And, I get it, but I just don't know how else to do it. And I have to challenge myself. So my challenge for this summer is to take part again. It's a run, hopefully a run walk, let's say. There's several here in the Black Hills of South Dakota, and I want to take part in those. I'm not out to win. I'm not out to be the top 10 even. I just want to compete in them and I want to finish. That's my challenge to myself, to do something a little bit different, but not just a one-shot deal. I want to do something long term. So there's several of them, and I would have to look again to see how many are actually in it. But for me, that's a challenge I need in my life. That tells me I'm not going to go anywhere. And I know that's silly. But for me, I lived through those challenges. We're also can look at it for education. Me and Christy, we went back and Christy got her phlebotomy. She got her holistic practitioner. I got my holistic nutrition and personal trainer. A lot of it was for us to figure out our own selves. But it was challenging, especially when we were going through everything we were going through. But we needed that to keep going. It helped us to keep going. And guess what? It felt great when we got done with it. I remember Christy, oh my gosh, she was so happy, so beside herself that she got it, especially the holistic practitioner. She looked at my son and she's like, "You can call me a doctor now." And I know that wasn't quite, true, but in her mind though, it was equivalent. She did something it took a while for her to understand she could do it. She needed to challenge herself, and that's how she did it. And she accomplished it. She did so well. She got high 90s on the final test, and so proud of it. And that's another reason challenge yourself. The end game, if you accomplish it, is amazing. It makes you feel amazing. And that's why I think those challenges are so important. Whether we are talking about, nutrition, let's get away from pop. Let's get away from sodas. Let's get away from the sugary drinks. Challenge yourself to 1 day. Challenge yourself to 3 days. And just keep going. That goes back to the behavioral aspect. I get that. But it's still a challenge. Challenge yourself physically, mentally. Inside, challenge yourself to feeding yourself the right foods. Because guess what? This is all about that healthy lifestyle. And I truly believe, challenging yourself is an important part of that. I know I find it's extremely important to me. It's also satisfying when I do it. I got done with that 5K. I was going through chemo at the time too. It was not an easy task for me to do. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, that was pretty stupid, to be honest. But for me, I had to do it. I had to prove to myself I wasn't laying down. And we all have those moments. Maybe you're not fighting disease. Maybe you're not fighting obesity. Maybe you're not fighting anything other than be stuck in everyday life. Maybe you're unhappy with work. Maybe you're unhappy with just friends or family or something. Guess what? Get away from it. Challenge yourself to do something different. Because that's on you then. You can't blame anybody else. That challenge is for you. And if you can do it with other people, great. That's fun too. I would love to see people, I'll post it on our GoOutLiving community when I'm going to do these runs. And I challenge you guys to come out and do it with me. That would be amazing. There's the challenge. But don't do it for me, do it for you. But come join me in my challenge. I know I won't be able to do all of them because my son usually plays on the same days and stuff like that, soccer, but I'm going to try and make it to as many as I can. And again, I'm not there to win. It's a win for me if I finish. That's a win for me. That'll make me feel amazing. And that's what matters. And that's what keeps you going. So don't be afraid to challenge yourself. I think it's just as important as anything else. Yeah, it's acknowledging everything, your behaviors, but challenge yourself. Make sure you can achieve it. Don't be too crazy with it, but don't be too easy too. It's a challenge. You gotta work for it. That's what I got for today. Challenge yourself, folks. And I believe that's part of that healthy lifestyle. I really do. I think it's important to get you through every part of a bad day, of whatever you're going through. Challenge yourself. Write it down. This is my challenge for this week. This is my challenge for next month. This is my challenge for the summer. Challenge yourself. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate every one of you. Remember, find the attitude, keep the attitude, go out living. Bye, everyone.